All right, in this short video, I'm going to show you a couple more HTML elements you can use in your web pages. The first one being a line break. And what a line break does, if you look at my site right now, I don't have much space in here. And if I go into my HTML and I press enter, it is not going to do anything because I can press enter as many times as I want in my code and it's not going to give me spaces in my web page when I view it in a browser. So in order to put line breaks in your code, it is a BR element. So I'm going to save that. Notice the BR element, the line break does not have a closing tag, it just has an opening tag. But what it does when I refresh is it gives me space. So that's how we put line breaks in our HTML documents. The other thing I want to show you is phrase elements. So we have a couple phrase elements and you'll see them in your book in chapter 2. But the ones that I want to highlight are if we want to bold something or italicize something. So to bold something, it is the word strong. And I'm going to go ahead and make my name strong. When I refresh my browser, you'll notice that now my name is bolded. There is a tag called B tag that you can use, but I don't want you to use it. So it will make the word bold, but it will not work with screen readers. So for accessibility purposes, you want to use the tag strong. So if somebody has a screen reader going, it would actually pronounce the word Dawn Rauscher in a strong voice. Also, we have an EM tag, and the EM tag is going to make it italicized. So if you put the EM tag, it'll italicize a word. Again, there is a tag called I, but I do not want you to use that one because that just italicizes something and it doesn't emphasize it. So now if a screen reader were to read this, it would emphasize my name because I put it in between the EM tags. I also want to talk about list items. And so we have an ordered list, which is a numbered list. The tag is OL. And inside our OL tag, we have LI tags. So if I wanted to make a list for a grocery store with my list items, I can do apples, bananas, and oranges. So just remember that it has to all go into this OL tag. I'm going to go ahead and save it. And then I'm going to refresh my page. And you will notice that now I have an ordered list. With our ordered list, we can have attributes of that ordered list. So if you want to change the type from the standard numbers, which is the default, to a letter, you can do that. So now you'll see that my list has A, B, and C instead of 1, 2, and 3. And then we have unordered lists, which are bulleted lists, and that is just a UL tag surrounding the list items instead of an OL. So if I do it this way and I refresh, you're going to notice that I have a bulleted list instead of a numbered list. The bulleted list or unordered list has attributes as well. So type equals, if I wanted to make it a disk instead of a circle, I can do that instead of a solid circle. I think maybe I have a disk right now. I'll try squares. I'll save it. And you'll see that now I have a square list instead of a bulleted squares for my bullets instead of circles. So that is how we put lists in our pages. And then the next thing that I want to talk about is special characters. You're going to notice that on my page I have a copyright statement, but I do not have a little symbol for that. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do is we have special characters. So I've written out copyright 2020 with my name. But if I want to put in that special character, I can do an ampersand with the word copy and a semicolon. And what that will do is it will put in a little copyright symbol onto my page. So your book has a list of all different special characters. But if you notice that you can't do something and you want to look it up, you can just type in special characters HTML and you will get a whole list of them. The next thing that I want to cover is anchor elements. So this is really important. We're going to make sure we put some hyperlinks into our pages. And so if I wanted to hyperlink to the Whitefish Mountain website, what I can do is first I want to make sure that I go to the website. Once I am at the website that I want to go to, I will copy the URL. So I'm going to go up here and copy that URL. And then I'm going to go back to my code. And I want the word Big Mountain to be hyperlinked. So I have a tag, and it's an A tag with an attribute that's called href. And within that href tag quotes, I'm going to put in my URL. And then in between my A tag, I want to put the words Big Mountain. So what that's going to do is it's going to do a hyperlink reference to that website. The word Big Mountain will be underlined and it'll take me there. Now there's one more thing. When you guys do external hyperlinks, you need to make the target attribute equal to _blank, and that'll open up that website in a new browser window. So now if I go back to my page and I refresh, you're going to notice that I now have Big Mountain underlined. I can click on it and it'll open it up in a new tab, and it will not overwrite on my website. So anytime you do external hyperlinks, you want to put them you want to add the attribute target equals _blank. So let's say I wanted to link to this FVCC. I'm going to take off the strong tag. And again, I always like to go to the website I want to go to first so that I know that the URL is right. So here's my FVCC website. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back to my code and do my A, href equals quote. I'm going to paste in my address. I'm going to do my other quote. I'm going to do a greater than sign. And then I want the words FVCC to be inside that A tag. And then I'm also going to go in and do a target equals quote _blank end quote. So now I've made another hyperlink to FVCC, and I can click on it and it opens it up in a new tab. And those are the new HTML elements I want you to learn for this week.